Hey people, welcome to the channel, and again talking about the topic of EDC. In a recent video, I explained that even having just a couple small tools puts you in a much better position than the average people. EDC, everyday carry, is something that goes a little bit beyond what the typical person has, which is gonna be cell phone, wallet, keys, house keys, car keys, little else in general. Women with purses will have a little bit more stuff, and these lately guys with fanny packs and across the chest or whatever may have a few more things. But usually when it goes beyond that, you start talking about EDC stuff. And I was explaining in that video that even having a couple little things makes a massive difference. If you have nothing more than a little Victorinox Swiss Army knife in your keychain and a small flashlight in your pocket, that already puts you way beyond the capabilities of the average person that hasn't got these things. It's a tiny blade and little else. You have a screwdriver, you have a little pin, little tweezers, but these things, just having the pen alone, the blade alone, and not even going into having like a small screwdriver, these things alone put you in a much better position than the average person that has nothing else. You don't even have the ability of cutting a little bit of string or rope, right? This goes into what we were addressing with a video regarding the survival kit that is being mentioned more and more in Europe, given the crisis in Europe with Russia and conflict and this and that, the distancing of NATO and whatnot. This is a good start, but this is a start. One of the things you really want to consider doing once you go down this path of more self-reliance, being better prepared, is considering EDC. And for a lot of people, it's a drag. Oh, I don't want to carry anything. Okay, at least have these two things. This is going to be much better than nothing at all, right? Beyond your cell phone and wallet. But then you get to a point where, okay, you know what? This is actually something that works very well. A proper Victorinox, the typical scout pocket knife. Hell, this is something that even in the different kits mentioned by the European Union and a bunch of other countries, they specifically show a little Swiss Army knife, right? Like a Boy Scout, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Sure it does. And this is not a bad combo. I'm not criticizing that one bit. There's going to be people out there that are 60 or 70 years old, and they will tell you that they've had a Swiss Army knife in their pocket most of their life, and they wouldn't live without it, and they've never needed anything beyond that. And I won't question that one bit. These are super decent, capable, quality made tools. Made in Switzerland. You have your blade, you have your screwdriver, can opener, Phillips, a punch. You have a bunch of tools that are extremely useful. But most of all, you have a knife. And having a knife is much better than not having one. So for people that go with, yeah, I have my Victorinox in my pocket and I have a flashlight. Dude, you're already very good. You're already on that level that goes beyond. Now, having said that, there are other, you can reach other levels as well. This is, maybe getting a little bit more on the hardcore aspect of preparedness. People will usually have a folder, right? Something like this is something you can open. I mean, and even before getting to that, the first thing I would think is, that's great. I prefer this. I mean, that's just me. Why? Well, because I have a bigger blade. I can open that single-handed and it locks into place, right? This one is fantastic, but I have to open it with my nail and open it like so, and it does not lock into place. This is a UK legal version. You can carry this in UK. Great. This you cannot, because it opens single-handedly? No, because it locks into place, and that goes against the rules over there, and depends on where you are. You may or may not be able to have it as part of your EDC, but besides that point, this is a much better folding knife. This is a much better tool. Not even getting into, well, if you have to defend yourself, yes, definitely, this is much better. Locks into place, opens with one hand. Even beyond that, I've had a couple instances in which I really appreciated the ability of holding something with a hand and opening a blade with the other. Not having both hands available, because you have to hold something or someone in place, whatever the situation may be. Single-handed opening, locking, that is very valuable. That's why you will usually have folding knives such as these, right? That is either with a little hole in the blade or a flipper or something that allows you to open it one-handed. Of course, this is something that for self-defense and such, it would be much better, much better. But if you're looking at this combination, still very good, very good. And then is when people start, you know what? I really need pliers, so I go like this. And this is a combination I've seen a number of times in different videos. Again, I'm not shitting on anyone. If this is what you carry and you're happy with that, I think that's awesome. These are quality tools. These are Knipex pliers made in Germany. These are fantastic, right? As fantastic as they are, and the videos I've seen, many of those show like a little kit that doesn't seem to get used a whole lot, right? It does not seem to have a whole lot of use. So I've seen a couple videos from very nice channels in which they show how very well organized their little pouches, and they have a ton of bits and screwdrivers and this and that, and this is always with them. I don't know if it is or not. Those things seem to be like almost no use whatsoever, and a lot of my kit also seems to have very little use. Now, this I use very often. This has been in my keychain for quite a while, and it shows, and the blade's a little bit dirty. So you can definitely tell it's not just for YouTube. It's something that does get used. Maybe the scissors have a little bit of glue there. No, the scissors look fine. I think it's the blade that gets a little bit more messed up with glue, and I haven't even cleaned it properly. I don't know if it gets to show there or not. Okay, focus. Come on. There you go. So a little bit of use. It is still capable of being. I think I've sharpened it only once, touched up the edge a little bit. Now the multi-tool that I actually carry is not these two. This is the one I carry. I just retired my older multi-tool, and this looks brand new, but it is carried, it is being used. I just try to be very careful. So if it looks brand new, it's because it's just recently in rotation, and the one I've had for over a decade, or maybe 2 decades, is a titanium version that I chose to retire and go with this one instead. But a lot of people will say this is the way to go because these are better pliers than this one, right? That plier is better than this one, is better than this. This is a proper Knipex plier that you can do a lot of force, right, because of the Cobra. All right, I mean, I'm no plier expert. I will tell you this, though. I've been testing this plier recently for the channel, and I showed it, and I talked very well about it, and I still do. I think it's great. This is the copy of that one because the patent has expired, and now they can make these $20, $200. Is it 10 times better? You know, it's better quality. It's made in US. Steel is better. Quality control for sure is going to be better. But these are not bad at all. These are very well solid multi-tools. And I used this one recently to make I had to make a bird cage for a ventilation in which they were getting in. So I had to like work quite a bit. I'll tell you what. I know that using this one, which is the fancier, more expensive, better version, this is not spring-loaded. I did not use this one. I didn't even bother because I knew that this one was not going to be either ideal for that. You know what I used? I used this one, not only for testing, but also because I knew that being spring-loaded, it would be better. And it was. It was great for twisting the wire and the metal and going and shaping this cage thing that I was making. Turned out horrible. I'm not going to show it here. You will just have to trust me on this. Looked like crap, but it works. That's all I need. So yeah, bending wire until I made like a freaking little cagey thing so as to have birds not go in there. It works. Now, in theory, this is going to be the better plier. And I'm not going to argue against it, the quality, but it's tiny, man. And it's not spring. I guess you could. But the idea of, yeah, this combo right here, right? Or maybe even more to the point, this combo right here is better. If it works for you, that's great. For me, this beats that, right? This is better than these two things put together. This one is a great blade. It's a bigger blade. It's made in Switzerland. You have a bigger saw, right? That's a longer saw. The saw here is very good too. And the saw here is fine as well. But first of all, I have two items. The price of these two together is cheaper than this one, but not cheaper than that one. So if I'm on a limited budget and I still want to have maximum capability, what I would do is pretty simple. What I would do is this. I go with this combo if I don't care about the extra weight and I want to have maximum EDC potential. These two will work just fine. If your budget allows, go with this instead. If you want to have the top, very high quality $200 multi-tool, go with that. Hell, go, as I do, go with something like that or some other folder. That's going to be a nice set of tools that you have. It's going to be some more weights, more dedication to carry it. Not everyone has that. Not everyone even needs or wants that. But the idea that this is the end-all solution to plier stuff, Knipex are great, man, but you know what? This is the Knipex that's really appreciated by people that really do a lot of work. For people that work in plumbing and that sort of thing, this is a Knipex they really like, right? The 250 model and 200, 250 model, depending on how long it is. This is the one that people go, yeah, it is a badass setup. That's a great plier. I love this thing. They're not thinking of the little Cobra XS, this extra small Cobra pliers. This is not the thing, and this works. I'm not saying it doesn't. You can put a lot of pressure on this thing, and it is so finely made that you can even pull hairs with this thing. Now, I can pull hairs also with my Leatherman. Hell, I can pull hair with this one. Maybe it's a matter of luck, but you can do it. My point is, if you love this combo, if you think this is the shit to have, go with that. I'm not gonna I think you're very well. If you have these things in your pocket, you get a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up from me. Hell, if you have even this thing but this is a very nice set. This, I think, is even better, but I'm not gonna complain about this. My point is, just be reasonable. Don't just go with what you see in different YouTube videos or even mine. Make your own decisions. Go with what works best for you. For me, I'd rather have that. I'd rather have this combination. I think this is or kind of like that. That's the combination for me. Folks, if you want to learn more about all of this stuff and if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. You will have the button somewhere here. You will have my books, Surviving the Economic Collapse, Street Survival Skills, the French version, which is also doing very well. And in Street Survival Skills, I cover, it's a dedicated chapter about EDC. I believe it is important. So it goes even into terms of the clothes you wear and why, and a bunch of other stuff that you probably will enjoy too. Links for all of this below. See you next time. Have a great day.